Right, so just remind, because we only have like 10 minutes. Reminder what we said. So percentages is when we split something up into 100 pieces. Okay? It doesn't change the size of the thing. It just cuts it up into smaller pieces. Okay? So when we said 25 out of 100, that's 100 pieces. But we've got 9 out of 30 could also be split into 3 in blocks of 10, right? But they're equivalent, which can then go to 30 out of 100 if you split them all up into 10 pieces. So I remember saying to you, when you divide, normally dividing is splitting up, but when you're doing equivalent fractions, dividing is actually putting things together, yeah? And then multiplying, you have more. But to have more when you have the same amount means you must have cut them up, yeah? So I've got one slice of cake. I've got to turn that one slice of cake into 4 slices of cake. That's multiplying the number of slices. What do I know about the slices though? They must be smaller, yeah? So that's the principle. And then we looked and said, how do we show on grids 60%, 20%, and so on, yeah? I picked, what did I pick? 12%. So 12 from 100 is the same as colouring 6 from 50, or 3 from 25, or 18 from 150, and so on. Okay? We then looked that if 10% is 12, now this is one a lot of people really struggle with. If 10% is 12, 20% is 24. 2 lots of 10% is 2 lots of 12. Okay? And I remember showing you down here that 30% is 36. And so
I chose 10% as well, just to make your grades.
say again.
I recently chose 12 as well, just to make your grade is supposed to 10. 10%.
I'll make you think. So, finishing this stuff off then. If you this one, like I can't believe over the years how many people just don't get this just get this wrong in the assessment. There's this kind of question in the assessment. I'm reminded of their data. If you know what 4%, 5%, and 6% of a quantity was, how could you calculate the following percentages of the same quantity? Now, what people don't like about this question is we don't know what the quantity is. And I say, well, we don't need to. How do you feel about this? Not good? So, for instance, what this is I know what 4, 5, and 6 are.
Oh, because it's
How do I find what 12%? What would I do?
double 6. Oh, 6%.
6% plus 6% would tell me what 12% is. Yeah?
Okay.
Now, if I told you that 12% was 14, then you would know that that's the wrong thing, wasn't it? If I told you that 6% was 14, what would 12% be? 28. Yeah. Not 28%, because it's different, yeah? So 12% of something must be 20. But that's only if 6% is 14, but it could be anything. Yeah, yeah. But this question says, doesn't matter what the amount is. How do you feel about that? Bit better now? Okay? Can you do the rest? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's see then. 10% I've done as 5 plus 5. 30%. Anna? 5% times 6 is one option. There are other options. You could do, yeah, we know we've worked out what 10% with but yeah, there are other options. 11%. 6% plus 5%, yeah. 14%. 5% plus 5% plus 4%, and finally 17%. Yeah, go for it.
6% plus 6% plus 5%.
6% times 3 12%.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we can use values that we've got in already to work out other ones, and I think that's a big component of percentages. Well, any numbers really. Isn't it? Yeah, but you would not believe how many people get that wrong. That's just I don't understand the question, and I think I've assumed it's an easy question, and actually sometimes it's like, it just doesn't make sense to people, which is fair enough if you haven't, you don't really understand what it means. So that's an important one. Hope it's all good.